Hello, everybody. This is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show. We are pre-recording this because I am not at the archive and I'm going to be traveling. And so I don't know what the internet's going to be like, if I can do a live show or not. So we'll just go ahead and pre-record. And we've been watching a lot of films that we got from the Texas Archive of the Moving Image that they got from the Texas Department of Health. So lots of health and safety films. So we're going to watch today Poisonous Snakes, Highway Rescue, which I believe is made for highway patrol police officers, things like that. Then High Blood Pressure Compliance. Then I've been threatening this for a long time, but it's now finally time for you to take a test on all the information that we have shown you over the last 5 years. This is Standards of Cleanliness, and it's about food safety, food handling safety, but also general places that where it's important to maintain microorganisms that could potentially, like drug manufacturers, things like that, but mostly food related. So this is a really fascinating semi-animated quiz. Standards of Cleanliness. I hope everybody had a great weekend. If you like what you saw, you can certainly join us by hitting the thumbs up, by subscribing. You can also go to our new channel, which is tv.avgeeks.com, where you can go and comment. And might be a good place for you to go comment if I forget to make this channel work to where you can comment. I'm usually pretty good at it, but sometimes I forget. But you can also support us by going to ko-fi.com/avgeeks, patreon.com/avgeeks, etc. All right. Enjoy, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Between the eye and the nostril. The nerve endings in these pits are heat sensitive, enabling the snake to make a direct hit on warm-blooded prey in the dark. Copperheads often make their homes within the suburbs. With their small size and concealing coloration, they're easy to overlook. Both the northern and southern copperhead may be found in wooded bottomlands, along streams, and in moist areas. During the day, they usually remain hidden beneath logs and debris. Copperheads have been known to climb bushes and low trees in search of food. The southern copperhead, lighter in color than the others, is light brown or tan, often with a pinkish tinge. The cross bands of darker brown are very narrow along the middle of the back and are rounded at their bases. Average adult size of this snake is a little over 2 feet. With short bodies and short fangs, copperheads seldom deliver a fatal bite. The broad-banded copperhead may be found in rock areas of hilly or mountainous country. Its broad, straight-edged bands easily distinguish it from the northern and southern races. The brown cross bands are only a little wider at the middle of the back. In south and southeast coastal areas, along streams, ponds, and lakes, another pit viper, the water moccasin or cottonmouth, makes its home. It is our only poisonous aquatic serpent, yet several harmless water snakes closely resemble it. The adult, which may reach a length of 6 feet, is much less vividly marked than its young, which look like copperheads. Because of its wide color range and variable markings, it is difficult to recognize. Adults may be light or dark brown, olive green, and even black. The bands may be distinct or absent. Looking at the cottonmouth from above, its eyes cannot be seen because of its overhanging brow. Looking down at a harmless water snake, its eyes can be seen. Like other poisonous snakes, the water moccasin can bite without coiling or striking, and it can bite underwater. Study photographs or live specimens at zoos until you are familiar with its general appearance. The common coral snake is found in or under decaying logs and trash. Its small, narrow head, slender body, usually under 2.5 feet long, and brightly colored pattern can be dangerously attractive to children. Several harmless snakes resemble the coral, but only the poisonous coral snake has the red and yellow colors adjacent. The Boy Scouts say, red and yellow kill a fellow, or when the red and yellow colors of the snake touch, you can be sure it's a coral snake. The coral will bite if restrained or stepped on. It has small, immovable fangs in the front of the upper jaw, and much chewing is required before it can inject its poison with certainty. The neurotoxic poison produces scarcely any symptoms at the fang marks, so that the danger from a bite may be overlooked. It could conceivably kill, but contrary to popular opinion, a coral snake bite rarely causes a human death. Rattlesnakes are found in various forms throughout the land. They range in size from the large eastern diamondback to this very small western pygmy rattler, which is grayish and marked down the middle of the back with small dark spots. A row of similar spots is found on each side near the belly. Preferring dry areas and heavy woods, it is found in greatest numbers after rains and at night. Its small size, averaging 18 inches, makes it one of our least dangerous snakes. Its rattle is so small, it has been said that if you are close enough to hear its rattle, you are probably within striking distance. On the other hand, the rattle of the western diamondback can be heard at some distance. This snake averages from 3.5 to 4.5 feet long, but sometimes grows to over 7. It's one of the most common and most dangerous poisonous snakes in the country and can be found in many types of terrain. In the United States, within a 10-year period, more people died from the bite of the western diamondback than from the bites of any other North American snake. Outdoorsmen need to know its habitats and to be able to recognize it on sight. Individual specimens show great color variation, from chalky white to dull red. Each can be identified by alternate black and white rings on the tail. The brown diamond-shaped markings stand out against the lighter ground color. A light border outlines each diamond. In direct proportion to its size, it has long fangs and poison glands which hold a great amount of venom. These factors, plus its great length and weight, ensure a long strike and deep fang penetration. It has an unusually furious disposition. The more slender prairie rattler has an average size of nearly 3 feet, but may reach nearly 5.5 feet. A snake of open country, it frequents the Great Plains area. Its color is greenish or grayish. Dark, rounded blotches with narrow white borders extend down the middle of the back. These become wider and shorter near the tail to form bands. In front of the eye, a narrow light line extends backward and downward to the mouth. When aroused, the prairie rattler becomes a vicious adversary, but like most snakes, is satisfied to go its way if given half a chance. The red rattler is found primarily in Southern California, from ocean to foothills. Adult length is from 2 to over 5 feet. Its color range is pink to red-brown. The back is marked with darker diamond-like blotches, outlined with a lighter color. The tail has black and white bars. This snake has a mild disposition, rattling less but hissing more than most other rattlers. In certain of the southwestern states, usually in desert regions, lives a rattlesnake sometimes called the horned rattler because of the raised scales over the eyes. Tan or sandy in color, it is more commonly known as the sidewinder due to its peculiar pattern of locomotion. A broad dark brown stripe runs from the eye to the back of the mouth. Dark brown blotches interspaced with lighter areas extend down the middle of the back. This snake sometimes buries itself in loose sand, leaving only the head exposed and making it difficult to detect. The black-tailed rattler is encountered among the boulders of steep canyons and hilly areas in some of the southwestern states. It has been found on mountains as far up as 7,400 feet. Averaging from 3.5 to 4 feet, its color varies from gray to olive green. The tail is black. The light-edged dark brown or black blotches are centered with 1 or 2 irregular light areas, while the outer edges form bars extending down either side to the belly. Meet the northern Pacific rattler. Habitat, the western coastal states. Average length, less than 3 feet. Grayish in color with a pattern of dark hexagonal or circular blotches outlined with yellow borders. Dark tail rings are distinctive. Generally encountered from sagebrush foothills to mountains of 3,000 feet, it has been found as far up as 10 to 12,000 feet. Closely related is the southern Pacific rattlesnake of Southern California. Very dark with even darker diamond-shaped blotches, the markings are separated by yellow scales, which form a beaded pattern around the edges and between the blotches. Some specimens, particularly those from the mountains, are almost entirely black. Timber rattlers, essentially mountain-dwelling snakes, are common to the northeastern part of the United States. Either yellowish in color or black, both phases are found in the same area. Body markings are jagged crossbands, often chevron-shaped, occasionally interrupted on the back or sides. Like other snakes in colder climates, they hibernate in the winter. As the weather warms, they emerge from their dens and scatter over a wide area. Later, as the weather cools, they congregate in large numbers, returning year after year to the same dens. Be especially cautious during late fall and early spring, for then they may be found by the dozens or even hundreds, sunning themselves at the den. The timber rattler resembles the canebrake rattler. In wooded areas of wet bottomlands, look for the large, heavy canebrake rattlesnake. Average length of this reptile is about 4.5 feet, with some exceptionally large specimens growing to nearly 7 feet. Brown or tan above, it is marked with a series of dark, wide, chevron-shaped crossbands. You can distinguish it from the timber rattler by its larger size, more vivid markings, and the dark stripe from the eye to the angle of the mouth. The tail is black. The eastern diamondback, our largest poisonous snake, sometimes attains a length of 8 feet. It is found in low or swampy coastal regions of the southeast. Distinctive markings are dark diamonds with a yellowish outline and light oblique stripes on the side of the head, one in front of the eye and one behind. Eastern diamondbacks frequently live in gopher turtle holes and other animal burrows. They prefer the cover of palmetto bushes and logs. Snakes in search of food may move near human habitation and remain when there is cover. This is why a large percentage of all snake bites occur near the home. Many victims are children playing in their own yards. In overgrown, untended areas, look out for snakes. Here, there are sure to be rats and mice, a principal food for most snakes. Copperheads often make their homes in such surroundings. To discourage snakes from taking up residence in your neighborhood, take away their food supply. Clear vacant lots. Remove rubbish and other debris which harbor rats and mice. In the country, where poisonous snakes are more common, take additional precautions. When you work, travel, or play where snakes are likely to be, know where to expect them and be able to recognize the poisonous ones. People have undergone needless treatment, and some have died from fright after being bitten by non-poisonous snakes. Always carry first aid equipment. Know when and how to use it. Practice with your kid in a simulated situation to gain confidence in its use. Remove watches and other jewelry before swelling starts. Within the critical first 30 minutes to an hour, a significant amount of poison can be removed by incision and suction. Apply a constricting band 2 to 4 inches above the bite toward the heart. This will help localize the venom. Check to be sure the band is not too tight. Sterilize the wound areas. Sterilize the cutting edge. Make a 1/4 inch incision directly over each fang mark parallel to the extremity. Do not make crosscuts. Apply the suction cup alternately to the wounds. Additional incisions and movement of the band may be necessary. Obtain medical aid as soon as possible. Remember, most snake bites could be prevented by observing a few precautions. Never place your hands or feet where you can't see. The coral snake, like many others, hides within or beneath decaying logs. Never use bare hands to move a log. Nearly all snake bites are inflicted on the arms and legs. Armadillo and pack rat burrows are apt to harbor snakes. At night, when you are in snake country, carry a light and search ahead your path of travel. Snakes usually crawl out at night to feed. On rocky hillsides and ledges, rattlesnakes and copperheads like to coil and sun themselves, especially during the warm days of early spring. Reaching up over a ledge where you can't see is asking for a date with a snake. Protective clothing and footwear are important safeguards. As the fangs hit the victim, the venom is released, in this instance harmlessly because of the protective boot. High-top leather shoes, riding boots, and similar footwear afford good protection. Keep trouser legs outside the boot. Cloth will sometimes divert his strike. Here is an example, again in slow motion, for the strike is so swift it would seem only a blur at normal camera speed. On level ground, a snake does not strike more than 3/4 its body length. Quick to strike at a nearby moving object, he can strike faster than you can jump. So if you see or hear a snake, be still. Try to determine its location and decide if it's poisonous. If you must move, back away as slowly as possible. Treat any snake with respect and caution, for even a non-poisonous snake may cause infection with its bite. Do not handle a supposedly dead snake. Even the severed head may still be able to bite. The snake fright problem is actually much greater than the snake bite problem. Knowledge of snakes, their habits and characteristics, will help you to replace fear with confidence.
Two-car 1010 about a mile east of the I-25 intersection. Engine fire in one vehicle. Looks like there's a high voltage line down. I'll need an ambulance, fire truck, a wrecker, and somebody from the power company.
10-4.
Are you all right, sir?
I think so.
Okay.
What do we got, Sergeant?
3 victims, sir. 2 in this car, 1 in the other. This driver's dead. The rest seem okay.
Which car was on fire?
This one, Chief.
Good job, Sergeant. Let's get some pictures.
Sergeant,
Yeah,
I'm just out of the academy on observer status. You mind if I ask a few questions?
go ahead.
Well,
Hey, look, why don't I just tell you what happened?
yeah, I think that'd be easier.
2-car 1010.
I was on routine patrol, around 2200, when I observed the 1010 about a quarter mile down the road. First thing I spotted was the engine fire and the broken power line. Now, my immediate concern was to alert approaching traffic to the accident scene. My 360 did part of the job.
And you set some flares to give additional warning.
But first I had to make sure there wasn't any spilled gas on the road.
And if there had been?
No flares.
Okay, no gas, so you set flares.
Did they teach you flare spacing?
Yeah. The furthest flare should be equal to the safe stopping distance for the posted speed, plus an additional footage equal to the posted speed.
So in this case, where the posted speed is 50,
The safe stopping distance is 190 feet, plus the 50 feet, so I'd have put the furthest flare out about 240 feet from the accident.
Okay. Now, let me give you another tip about approaching traffic. Your 360 is a good warning indicator, but it's hidden when the trunk lid's up.
So you want to keep the trunk lid down as much as possible.
Right.
Why the ride helmet?
eye protection. And if you don't have a helmet, use your sunglasses. It'll be hard to see, but it beats getting blinded.
That was a nifty technique for anchoring the wire.
A hot wire on the road is a hell of a traffic hazard.
What if the power line had been contacting one of the vehicles?
Don't touch anything. And if the people inside are conscious, tell them to stay in the vehicle. They're safe there.
What if it's an emergency? Say there's someone inside bleeding to death and I've got to get to him fast.
If it's really an emergency and the power company isn't going to be there fast, you can try to remove the wire with a long piece of dry wood. A tree branch may be too wet to use.
What about the push broom?
Yeah, but it's dangerous as hell. You could end up with one extra victim. Yourself.
Once you had the power line secured, what was your next priority?
Stabilizing the vehicles. The brown car was the most critical. It was on a downgrade, and it had an engine fire. The first thing I wanted to do was to keep the vehicle from moving.
Then you put out the fire?
No, unless there's a gasoline spill, engine fires aren't that dangerous. I took a quick look inside to see if anyone needed immediate attention.
Did they?
The woman looked beat up, but she wasn't bleeding severely, and she seemed to be breathing.
And the driver?
Yeah. I also checked to see if all the victims were accounted for.
How do you tell that?
Through visual clues. Now, in this case, we had 2 victims in the front seat. But what if on the back seat I spot 3 raincoats? Now, that tells me that maybe one person was thrown out of the car.
Yeah, he could be lying by the side of the road or in a ditch somewhere.
Or say it's like 8:30 in the morning. And you find a car wreck with just a young woman inside, dead. But there's school books and a lunch pail next to her.
Sure. She could have been driving her kid to school, had the wreck, and then some passerby took her kid to the hospital.
Right. It's just good police work to investigate the possibility of other victims.
So after you determined all victims were accounted for and none needed immediate attention...
Then I put out the fire.
But you didn't open the hood.
Why didn't I?
Would have let in a lot of oxygen and increased the size of the fire. By keeping the hood down, you kept the fire small.
And got it out a lot faster.
What'd you use?
Dry chemical.
What about CO2?
It wouldn't have been as effective. Dry chemical does a better job.
Okay. So then you stabilized the red car, right?
Right.
What kind of shape was the driver in?
Bad. Looked like his airway was blocked.
Hey, that was neat. With a spare tire on one side and the jack on the other, you had about a 5-foot base of stability there.
That's right.
You could also have stabilized the car by moving your vehicle up against it.
Yeah, but that would have tied up the unit and possibly damaged it. Sure, it's a good technique, but the jack and tire is just as effective and just about as fast.
Then you climbed the undercarriage to get access to the door.
Right. Luckily, it wasn't locked or jammed, so I propped it open with the broom.
You sure get a lot of mileage from some pretty basic tools.
You do what you can.
What'd you do for the driver?
Well, I didn't want to, but I had to move him slightly to get his airway open. A few shots of mouth-to-mouth got him breathing again.
Just a few shots?
In most cases, if a couple of puffs don't do the job.
What if there'd been some heavy bleeding?
But the best you can do is just grab the wound with your hand to stop the bleeding.
And just wait till help comes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the guy breathing again.
Okay. And just left him there. You never want to yank someone out of a wrecked vehicle unless there's immediate danger from a fire or possible explosion.
Why didn't you leave the door propped open?
If that broom was to slip, gravity would cause that door to slam shut with maybe enough force to shatter the window and spray the victim with broken glass. Man, you get some slivers of glass and an open wound. I sure didn't want to put that guy in any worse shape than he already was.
Good point. How'd you get into the other car?
Well, first I tried all the doors.
Yeah, I imagine that could be real embarrassing, breaking into a car when one of the doors was unlocked.
You know it. Also, if any of the people inside are conscious, you can signal them to unlock a door.
But in this case...
All the doors were locked. The victims were dead or unconscious, so I had to break in.
Did you have to smash any glass?
No. Broken glass can really play hell with open wounds. What I did was snap off the antenna and bent it into a hook. Then I pried back the door a bit, slid in the antenna, and just popped the lock.
Some cars have the antennas built into the windshield.
Then you can use the dipstick. Or a wiper blade. Or even a wire flare stand.
What if all the doors are jammed?
Then you've got to smash some glass. But only as a last resort. Only if a victim needs immediate attention.
Any tips?
Plenty. First, put on some gloves. Second, make sure you've got eye protection. And third, use the sharpest tool you've got. The sharper, the better. You never want to break glass with a blunt instrument.
I know. That'll spray glass all over the victims. Play hell with any open wounds.
If you're taking out a side window, punch a hole in the corner of the glass. Then just pull the rest of the glass out, in pieces.
And any glass that does fall inside won't be propelled in.
Once you've cleared the window, you can crawl in or just put your hands in and work on the victim from outside.
What about the windshield?
You want to use an axe or hatchet here, but only cut the windshield if there's just no other way to get to the victims. No matter how careful you are, you're still going to get slivers of glass inside. After you've cut a line down the center, make a cut along the top half. Then, make a final cut along the side. Now you can just lift the glass out and you've got access to the victims.
What condition was the woman in?
Not too bad considering the mechanism of injury.
Mechanism of injury?
How it happened? Head on, rear ender, side swipe, that sort of thing. The position of the body is usually a good clue.
I see. This one looks pretty much like head on.
It was, and that usually causes a whiplash, neck or back injuries. Sometimes the victim is thrown into a position where his tongue's blocking his airway.
What do you do?
For a possible neck injury, you can use a sun visor as a temporary brace. In a lot of cases, just getting the head back will start a person breathing again. You can also make a cervical collar out of a blanket, or a towel, or even a raincoat. But as it was, the EMTs are on the scene pretty fast, so I just briefed them on the extent of the injuries and let them handle it. The driver of the brown car, was he the woman's husband?
No, just a friend. Ex-friend.
That's tough.
Good job. Let's go, Trooper.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Sergeant.
Anytime.
Hey, Sarge. Blonde wants to see you.
Okay.
I wanted to thank you.
I'm sorry about your friend.
I just met him tonight. I hardly knew his name.
Yeah.
Oh, officer,
Yes, ma'am.
are you married?
With 4 kids, 2 dogs, and a 30-year mortgage. Take care.
Hi.
Hi.
Recom attack 1. Recom attack 1. Recom attack 1.
TAC 110-3, recon.
TAC 1, 4-car 1010, junction of I-12 and Highway 386.
10-4, recon.
minute, honey.
That's okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
Say, John, what time are you getting home tonight?
I'll be home closer to 6. You know we're going over the Johnsons tonight.
Yeah, I know. Well, Mark said he's going to let me off about 5, so I should be home in plenty of time.
That's good. That's good. Hope they don't play that ping pong all evening. You know how it gets to me.
Look, John, you're out of your pills.
Oh, well, actually, I ran out of them a couple of weeks ago. But I feel great. Doctor said my blood pressure was fine.
It's not the impression I got from the doctor.
Oh, he just said that I had a little hypertension. As a matter of fact, I did have a little tension on the job then. You remember?
You're still going to keep your appointment next week, aren't you?
Sure, there's no problem.
Well, okay, I got to go. Talk to you later.
Okay, honey.
Like many people with high blood pressure, John is not complying with his physician's treatment program. It's hard to believe you're sick when you feel fine. But high blood pressure is a silent disease. The only way to know for sure is to measure it.
Is it the same as it was, Doctor?
Your pressure seems to have crept back up again, John. You've been taking your medication regularly?
Well, yes, I finished the prescription that you gave me, but I thought that since you said that my pressure was down, that I had it licked.
No, I thought we'd gone over that at the first visit. You'll probably have to continue to take medication all the time.
Well, I thought that because I was under tension at work that I had just developed hypertension.
No, don't be confused by that word tension. You have high blood pressure, and hypertension refers to the tension within the vessels and not from stress.
I didn't know that. I thought it was, work tension.
If we don't get your pressure under control, John, you can have serious problems. You have a strong history of vascular disease and strokes in your family. Your father had a heart attack. Your brother had a stroke. You could develop any one of these. You could become incapacitated. You could even end up with kidney damage and on a dialysis unit. So that even mild high blood pressure has to be brought under control. Now, we know we can get it under control. We had it.
What is blood pressure? Why do high numbers spell danger? Basically, the heart is a pump that forces blood through a network of blood vessels, consisting of arteries, veins, and capillaries. With each beat of the heart, blood pushes out against the vessel walls. This pressure, at its peak, is known as systolic pressure. Even between beats, however, there is some pressure against the vessel walls. This is known as diastolic pressure. Under resting conditions, the normal systolic pressure in the individual is 120, plus or minus 20. Normal diastolic is 80, plus or minus 10. But normal pressure varies with activity and increases with age. Blood pressure doesn't always stay the same. It will be much higher during exercise, and afterwards it may dip below your normal level. Problems arise when your blood pressure stays above your normal level day after day. Persons with high blood pressure have an increased thickness of the walls of their arteries and smaller vessels. The blood pressure is high because the passageway is narrowed, creating more resistance. This increased pressure places enormous strain on the vessel walls. Like an old garden hose, the vessels start to deteriorate. High blood pressure also makes the heart work harder because the blood vessels offer more resistance. This will cause the heart to enlarge. Eventually, vessels can clog or rupture, or the overworked heart muscle breaks down. The result is heart failure or heart attack. When vessels rupture elsewhere in the body, the result is stroke or kidney failure. No one is sure what causes high blood pressure, nor is there any cure. But fortunately, drugs do exist to keep blood pressure within a safe range. Diuretics are the most commonly prescribed drugs for high blood pressure. Commonly known as water pills, they lower the amount of water and salt, or sodium, in your blood vessels. Less fluid in your vessels means less resistance within the vessel walls. Over a period of time, diuretics will lessen the thickness of the vessel walls. A class of drugs known as beta blockers or nerve blockers block nerve system impulses. They prevent the heart from working harder than necessary. When the heart rate is slowed down, the blood pressure will be lowered accordingly. A third class of drugs are known as vasodilators. These drugs temporarily relax and widen the blood vessels so that blood can flow more easily. Not every case of high blood pressure requires all three drugs.
So, I don't remember whether I took my pills or not.
I think you did. Now, wait a minute. Come to think of it, you didn't.
Sure is hard to keep track. I've got to work out some sort of a system.
What about a checklist?
Checklist.
Yeah, you could check them off after you've taken them.
It's a pretty good idea. Where's that pad we keep?
It's a good idea to set up a system to help you take your drugs regularly. Perhaps a checklist might help you to keep track of your medication. Here's another method. At the beginning of each week, separate your daily medication into individual containers marked with the days of the week. You'll always know whether or not you've taken your pills that day, and you can carry the container with you if you're away from home. There are many methods to help you comply. Devise your own method, one that works for you. It's a good idea to take your pills at the same time every day. Perhaps have the times coincide with some regular activity, such as meal times. Check your prescription bottle to see if you can refill the prescription. If it can't be refilled, contact your doctor for a new prescription so that it can be filled before you run out.
Oh, hello. Is Dr. Russell there? This is John Mason. Yeah, I wanted to talk to him about my high blood pressure medicine. I think I'm into my last refill. Yeah, I need a new prescription.
Make sure you always have plenty of pills in reserve. A 2-week supply is a good reserve. Your medications may cause some side effects at the beginning. Diuretics may at first cause you to urinate more often. But this effect soon tapers off, though the drug continues to work. Other medications may cause tiredness, dizziness, bad dreams, and in some cases, sexual problems. Generally, these side effects wear off within 3 or 4 months of regular use.
Good morning. How long have you been up?
I didn't sleep very well last night. I had these weird dreams.
Would you like some more coffee?
No.
Do you suppose your dreams could be caused from those pills you're taking? Didn't the doctor say that?
Yeah, but I wish there was something I could do about it. You know, Bill Johnson, he's got high blood pressure, and he just takes 2 of those little yellow pills. Maybe I could cut back
Maybe you should call the doctor first.
An ironclad rule. Never alter your medication without consulting your physician. Blood pressure drugs affect different people in different ways. If side effects are bothering you, contact your doctor.
You know, I bet my blood pressure's gone back up. I've been having these headaches. It's as if the blood's pounding in my temples.
No, your pressure's well controlled, John. Have you been taking any other medication?
Well, only this decongestant. It's a non-prescription drug.
Any drug, prescription or non-prescription, may have an unusual effect.
I didn't know that.
Well, give me a call next time, John, and we can decide which medicine you can or can't take. A lot of these medicines will cancel out the effectiveness of your high blood pressure pill.
Medication is one aspect of a high blood pressure control program. The other is diet. The culprit is salt. If you can significantly reduce your intake of salt, you may reduce your need for medication. Salt, or sodium, makes your body retain water. This will cause your blood pressure to rise. Also, diuretics, which lower the amount of water, tend to increase your appetite for salt. If you increase your salt intake, it may cancel the effect of the diuretic. In addition, be aware that drinking less water will not lower your blood pressure. It's the water that is retained in your body that raises your pressure. Salt retains water. You and members of your household should become aware of foods that contain salt. Canned foods are high in salt content, as are some frozen foods. Read the labels. The words you are looking for, in addition to salt, are brine and sodium. Look for sodium by itself or in combination with other ingredients, such as sodium saccharin.
There it is, salt. Strike two.
Okay.
We'll keep looking until we find it.
Well, maybe we'll try the fresh vegetables.
Let's go over in the other aisle.
Here are some common foods that are high in salt content. Preserved meats, like lunch meats, hot dogs, and bologna, are very high in salt content. Pickles are extremely high in salt content. Ham also is high in salt content. So are snack foods, like potato chips, Fritos, pretzels, and most canned nuts.
Just keep walking, dear. Straight ahead. You know, that party the other night, I never thought that Fred's...
A moderate amount of salt may be used in food preparation, but don't add any more when you're eating. Salt substitutes can be used if you wish. There are a number of spices and condiments available to enliven the taste of your food.
You're making excellent progress, John. Your blood pressure's down to 134/80. Any side effects now?
No problems lately.
Well, they usually wear off with time. How are you fixed for medication?
I'm down to my last refill.
Well, let me write you a new prescription so you won't run out.
Your doctor can tell you how to control your high blood pressure. He can prescribe medicine for you, but only you can comply with the treatment program. If you do, you can look forward to a long and healthy life.
golden wheat will be harvested to make many kinds of foods. A good crop depends on rain, sun, and the proper care.
And proper care of food in your facility depends on the food service staff following the proper standards of cleanliness.
40% of the diseases listed by the United States Public Health Service are related to unsafe food. Now, let's learn how you can do your part. Here's question 1. Choose one answer. To avoid transmitting diseases in food, the food service staff must come to work on time, wear white uniforms, observe proper standards of cleanliness. Yes, the correct answer is C. Observe proper standards of cleanliness to avoid transmitting diseases in food. Now question 2. 80% of the diseases listed by the U.S. Public Health Services are connected with kitchen utensils, food, food containers. If you chose B, you're right. 62 diseases are connected with food. Okay, now question 3. It is only logical, then, to expect food service workers to meet standards set by the Public Health Service, the American Medical Association, the dietitians. The answer is A. Standards for food handlers employed in public institutions have been set by the Public Health Service. Here's question 4. A food service worker can pollute food by failing to cooperate with the supervisor, observe standards of cleanliness, follow directions. Yes, the answer is B. Observe standards of cleanliness. Failure to follow these standards may result in food being polluted. It is important to take proper care of hair, nails, and hands to meet the standards required by the Public Health Service. You see, hair may contain oils, dirt, and bacteria, so keep your hair clean. There are also regulations that require male food handlers to wear a cap, that female employees or male employees with long hair wear a hairnet. Now here's question 5. Choose the best reason for the rule about caps and hairnets. To keep bacteria out of the hair, to keep dirt out of the hair, to keep hair from falling into food. Yes, the answer is C. A cap or hairnet will keep hair from falling into food. To keep dirt and bacteria out of your hair, wash it often. Careful attention to your nails is also important in keeping foods germ-free. Nails must be kept short, clean, and free of polish. Question 6. Choose one answer. Nails must be kept short because short nails are easier to keep clean. Long nails may snag your uniform. A is correct. Short nails are easier to keep clean. Remember, dirt must be kept from under nails because dirt often contains germs and because the dirt may get into food and pollute it. Splitting, breaking, or peeling nails should be filed short for cleanliness. Dirt and bacteria can hide in the splits and cracks in your nails. Here's question 7. Choose the right answer. You are not permitted to wear nail polish because polish is not good for you. Polish may chip and fall into food. Polish carries disease. The right answer is B. Polish chips and may fall into food. Now here's question 8. Check all correct answers. A food handler may directly pollute food by not wearing a hairnet or cap, wearing nail polish, wearing nails long. If you checked A, B, and C, you're right. Question 9. Why must food handlers keep their nails short? Short nails look nicer. Short nails are easier to keep clean. Long nails get in the way. Yes, the answer is B. Short nails are easier to keep clean. Question 10. A food handler may not wear nail polish, only wear nail polish, wear polish if nails are kept freshly polished. The answer is A. A food handler may not wear nail polish. Now, not only must your hair and nails be kept clean, but your hands also must be clean at all times. And another standard of cleanliness, never touch food or food utensils if you have cuts or sores on your hands or arms. If you do, you may easily spread disease germs. On question 11, is the answer A, B, or C? If you have cuts or sores on your hands or arms, you should not handle food utensils, handle either food or food utensils. Yes, the right choice is C. Never handle either food or food utensils if you have cuts or sores on your hands or arms. Remember to keep your hands clean while on the job. You'll find it necessary to wash them often. Here's question 12. Should you wash your hands after coming in and before going on the job? Yes? No? The right answer is A, yes. Always wash your hands before going on the job. And now question 13. Should you wash your hands after combing your hair? Yes? No? Yes again, it's A. Remember, your hair contains oils and may leave dirt and bacteria on your hands. Ready for question 14? Good. Should you wash your hands after putting on makeup? Yes? No? A is correct. Cosmetics on your hands will contaminate food. Here's another vital area of the standards of cleanliness. Waste from your intestinal tract contains disease germs. Two examples of diseases that may be caused by germs from the intestinal tract are dysentery and typhoid. So, question 15. Should you wash your hands after a toilet visit? Yes? No? The answer is A, yes, by all means. Regulations require you to wash your hands after a toilet visit. Question 16. Disease germs carried on your hands, if you do not wash them after a toilet visit, could cause typhoid, dysentery, both. The answer is both. Two diseases caused by germs found in waste from the intestinal tract are typhoid and dysentery. The respiratory tract also harbors dangerous germs. Some diseases caused by germs contained in discharges from the nose and mouth are pneumonia, diphtheria, and trench mouth. You can see that a sneeze or cough spreads thousands of moisture droplets into the air. Here's question 17. Choose all correct answers. These droplets may contain germs that cause pneumonia, cancer, trench mouth, diphtheria. The answers are A, C, and D, pneumonia, trench mouth, and diphtheria. Germ-packed moisture droplets can remain in the air for a long time and then may settle on food and contaminate it. So always cover your sneeze or cough. Okay, now, question 18. Should you wash your hands after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose? Yes? No? The right answer is A, yes. Always wash your hands after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. Question 19. Discharges from the nose and mouth may contain many types of disease germs. 3 you have learned are trench mouth, diphtheria, dysentery, pneumonia. Did you choose the right 3? A, B, and D? Good. Discharges from the nose and mouth may contain the germs of trench mouth, diphtheria, pneumonia. Question 20. Germs that cause typhoid or dysentery may be found in discharges from the nose and mouth, waste from the intestinal tract. The answer is B. Typhoid and dysentery germs may be found waste from the intestinal tract. Another situation requiring you to wash your hands is after the handling of non-food items. For instance, you take a smoke break, during which time you handle such non-food items as cigarettes, matches, or lighters. Because you handle these non-food items, you would wash your hands before going back on the job. Here's question 21. Check all the times you would wash your hands. After washing vegetables, after combing your hair, after handling non-food objects, after serving salads. You should have checked B and C. Wash your hands after combing your hair and after handling non-food objects. Now, question 22. Check all the times you would wash your hands. After going to the toilet, before going on a break, before going on the job, after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. The answers are A, C, and D. Wash your hands after going to the toilet, before going on the job, and after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. This is certainly an unhealthy practice. Using dirty hand towels or towels other persons share spreads bacteria and germs from one food handler to another. Therefore, always use a clean towel, preferably a disposable one. This will help control the spread of bacteria. It is also important to realize that persons can sometimes carry dangerous germs and not even know it. Question 23. You, as a food service worker, can contaminate food by failing to come to work on time, observe standards of cleanliness, wear a white uniform. The answer is B. Failure to observe standards of cleanliness can lead to food contamination. Question 24. Standards of cleanliness are rules set down by the American Dietetic Association, the American Medical Association, the Public Health Service. Yes, C is correct. The Public Health Service established regulations for standards of cleanliness that help to check the spread of disease. These standards require that you keep your hair clean and wear a cap or hairnet. Keep your nails short, clean, and unpolished. The standards forbid you to handle food or food utensils if you have cuts or sores on your hands or arms. Keep your hands clean. Wash them. Before going on the job, after combing your hair or putting on makeup, after a toilet visit, after handling non-food objects, after coughing, sneezing, or blowing your nose. And remember, discharges from the nose and mouth may contain the germs of trench mouth, pneumonia, and diphtheria. Germs carried in waste from the intestinal tract can cause typhoid and dysentery.
By practicing the standards of the health care facility staff can help keep germs from spreading and contaminating food and other people.